Hi, so to start, I want to ask a very important question, which is, what would your karaoke song be? Because I do love that the start of this show starts with just karaoke.
그 노래방으로 시작하니까 시리즈가 그 노래방 18번 곡이
I've never expected this question. 노래방 안 가본 지 너무 오래돼가지고 사실 기억이 안 나는데 제가 예전에 정말 좋아하던 노래가 에코라는 요즘 친구들은 알지 모르겠지만 여자 가수의 행복한 나를이라는 노래예요.
행복한 나를.
네.
It's from a singer by the name of Echo. It's a little older, so I don't know if you know it, but the title is called 행복한 나를. 나를. Yes.
Perfect choice. So I wanted to ask, Butterfly as a show is at its core a spy thriller. What for you was the most exciting part about getting to work within that genre, especially with this cast?
그 어떤 스파이 장르에서 작업을 하는 것 중에서 제일 재밌었던 부분 혹은 흥미로웠던 부분 무엇인지. 이 배우진과 함께.
Actually, it was a really exciting action thriller, but what really drew me in was the storyline about the family's bond. So I think anyone can relate to and enjoy our story.
And I wanted to ask about the family too, because it is such a fun change to this genre that there is at the heart of it is this family trying to kind of go through their own emotions. How was it for you as a creative to kind of get to dive into that and really explore that within this genre?
Actually, I was always the one running away. 사실 저는 I was an ordinary Korean woman who is David's wife. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have any action scenes. 근데 어떤 한 씬에서 데이비드가 좀 긴박한 상황에서 저한테 이제 총을 쥐어주는 그런 장면이 있긴 했거든요. 근데 제가 아이리스라는 드라마에서 예전에 스파이 역할을 했어가지고 건 액션도 많이 하고 총이 워낙 익숙하다 보니까 그 씬에서 조금 은주가 강인하고 좀 차분한 그런 모습을 보여줄 수 있지 않았나 싶어요.
So there is one scene, well I'm usually running around, but there is one scene where David hands me a gun. And I've actually played a spy in a drama series called Iris, and there's a lot of action in it, and because of that, thanks to that, I'm used to holding a gun, and so I think I was able to show a stronger, a calmer side of Eunju in that scene.
When I was going to ask you, are you excited to not be as much involved in the action this time around, instead of being in the thick of all of it?
그러니까 액션에 참여를 안 하는 게 오히려 그럼 좀 더 다행이었는지 아니면 액션에 경험이 있으시니까 참여하고 싶었는데
This time I really love my character Eunju. She's not just meek or long-suffering wife. She's very savvy and strong-minded and realistic woman. But next time, if I have an opportunity to do gun action or some action scenes, I would love to do that.
And like you said, she's not meek, and I think that's so important because often the wives are kind of labeled as a meek woman because she's not the main character. How was it working to make sure that she wasn't just a character we checked in every once in a while with and was a fully rounded character throughout the series?
이제 단지 어떤 아내로서 아내 상황을 생각하면 나약한 여성을 많이 떠올릴 수가 있는데 그런 여성상이 아닌 어떤 다차원적인 여성으로 이제 은주를 만들기 위해서 어떤 노력을 하셨는지.
Actually, her background is a little unique because her own family has connections to the dark sides of Korean society. So she knows exactly who her husband really is, and she gives him space to do what he has to do. So, and I also know, she also knows how to get what she wants. So 뭘 얘기하려고 했지? 질문이 뭐였죠?
네, 그냥
그죠?
그 다차원적인 여성을 만들기
아,
위해서 어떤
그래서 I just kept thinking about her background, and she's just an ordinary Korean woman, but she has a little unique background. Since because of that, she was able to understand Davy's job and his situation, and because she loves him a lot, he just gives him space to do what he has to do.
I love the show, so thank you guys so much for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. So to start, I'm asking everyone this question because it's very important. What would your karaoke song be if you had to just like kick a show off with an entire karaoke number?
We kick a show off?
Yeah, like this. I love that the show starts with just like
with
Mr.
dance.
Brightside at
okay.
karaoke.
Like as my character is me.
What you choose.
Okay, well, my go-to karaoke song is "Part of Your World" from The Little Mermaid. I don't think that matches Rebecca very well, but
I would like
It
to
could
see
be ironic.
it could be. You know, you're so right. I love that. Okay.
Rada knows this very well, but like I will not karaoke. Karaoke is so big in Seoul. There's so many. What's the name of the karaoke? How do you call it karaoke?
Noraebang.
Yeah, there's so
Yeah.
many noraebangs in Seoul. I literally will order a martini and applaud for everyone, but no singing.
Well, it's such a cool way to start a show because I love that there's like a fight sequence and ABBA is playing because they're in a karaoke bar and it's just
So
like
funny.
it's fun.
Totally.
For you guys, because I know Piper, your character is a little bit removed from the fight sequences and things like that, but how fun is it to be in a show that has a lot of drama but also has those more comedic kind of fight sequences and moments where it is like, yeah, why is Dancing Queen playing in the background?
Well, I love a good balance. You know, I think it just encapsulates the whole human experience of like things aren't always so serious.
Totally.
I love mixing in humor. Yeah.
And the source material for the show is a graphic novel. And I feel like graphic novels have that sort of tongue-in-cheek idea about action. And so the original fan base is really coming for that tone. And so we wanted to make sure that like you do a good job of that. Like I think your character really has that balance. It's like that little cheeky eyebrow raise comment.
yeah.
It's very correct for the genre.
You know, I wanted to ask you about Rebecca because, you know, she's kind of part of the heart of the show where it's this father-daughter dynamic that is very strained, but then also there's gunfights. And I always think that's fun when there's something like this, and then it's like, and now there's daddy-daughter drama that we have to unpack. How was it for you as an actor to kind of then, like, turn to that when you're like, okay, well, I'm kind of over using a gun right now. I want to just kind of rely on that part of the story.
I love that. To be completely honest, when I first saw the show, I was like, oh yeah, it's an action show. Because I kind of forgot that we did so much of that because I was so focused on the family dynamic of it all. And, you know, it's really fun as an actor to express your character through physical movement. So that was really interesting, but it was about my emotions and like the relationship the whole time. God, that sounds so accurate.
No,
But it's true.
It's
Yeah.
true.
I love actory questions. I study Meisner. I always like,
Oh,
I just want to
girl.
talk about acting. Well, and Piper, to excuse my French, but you get to play a business bitch, and you've played so many different roles throughout your career. But how is it when you get to, you know, put on the pumps and a blazer and be like, okay, well now I'm in charge of things and I have to run everything?
It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. I feel like I played the like underdog newcomer for so long, and I'm like so happy to be a business bitch.
Just like, I gotta run this stuff. Everyone listen to me.
I know. I'm like, have my car brought around.
When I love, you know, shows like this because I feel like we have a lot of them, but whenever they have a unique point of view is very fun for me because it's not the same kind of cut and dry thing we've seen before. How excited are you guys for audiences to kind of engage with it who maybe haven't read the graphic novel and get to kind of go on this journey with you guys and not have any preconceived notions?
You know what I'm so excited about for fans and for new fans or an audience watching the show is the Korean aspect of it. I haven't seen a show like this set in Seoul, and we actually filmed in 20 cities all over South Korea. So you're really going to be not just exposed to the world of the graphic novel, but the spy genre in South Korea. And I feel like that's one of those countries that hasn't been overshot. You're not going to recognize every back alley. The landscape is really fresh and new, and the K-wave is really something that's happening in K-drama, K-pop, K-beauty. And so it's really the right time to bring fans into this world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope it inspires people to try a lot of yummy Korean food because we have so many scenes with lots of delicious looking food.
Totally.
Listen, it's gonna be great. I love the show so much, and so thank you guys for talking with me.
Thank
I
you
really
so
appreciate
much.
it. Hi, Daniel. So to start, I'm asking everyone this question because it's very important. What would your karaoke song actually be? Because I love that this show starts just like with karaoke right out the gate.
Yeah, I would say that I'm super proud that you clocked that because it's so much a part of Korean American culture to do karaoke late at night, and Korean culture, and now American culture. So yeah, Mr. Brightside is a favorite of mine when I do karaoke, and I also like a little Wanted Dead or Alive. I like a little Backstreet Boys. I go back and forth.
It's a good one. When I was like, have you ever thought in your career that you would do a fight sequence to Dancing Queen by ABBA in a karaoke room
No,
like
and
that?
if you would have asked me if that was on my bucket list for an actor, I would not have said yes. But that's one of the things I like about the show is that there's a little flavor to the action, a little point of view to the action, and if it makes people smile while they see my butt getting kicked, that's a good thing.
When I wanted to talk a little bit about the genre because you've done a lot of different genres throughout your career. You very like obviously just did Broadway with Yellowface, and so it's a pivot to then go and do something like a spy thriller where it's guns and everyone's fighting in every scene, but it's also a family drama at the same time. What for you was like the biggest challenge of going into a genre like that after like just coming off stage and figuring out like, okay, well, what part is going to be the harder thing to tackle, the family drama or the gun work and like being the spy?
Yeah, ironically, we shot this before I did Yellowface.
So you were like, oh, it's fine.
So for me, the transition was the other way around. But I'll say like it was challenging, being behind the scenes of this project as well as in front of the camera. It made the days longer than they typically are. And it meant that I didn't have a lot of time off. So the one thing that I really enjoyed was a regular schedule when it came to Broadway, because you knew when your show was, you could gear your day up for that show. Working, as a producer on a TV series, it's really 24/7, and that was a challenge. But I think it was all worth it because I'm really happy with the way the show turned out.
Well, I wanted to ask about that because does that give you more creative freedom as an actor going into something like this where you know that you're producing it and you have a little bit more say about like what a character does or how something works within the show?
It does, yeah. There were so many times as an actor I felt like I didn't have the agency to advocate for my character, or especially when it came to issues of cultural authenticity. I was often in a position where the people who were making the creative decisions didn't have any knowledge of my cultural background or the cultural background of the character I was playing. And so anytime I would want to make a change or ask a question, I felt like I had to ask a favor. And just being a part of the decision-making process allowed my lived experience to just be part of the show on a daily, in small ways and in big ways.
Well, I always like asking this question, especially with actors like you who they have projects that people turn to a lot when they're like down and like they need to pick me up, like rewatching Lost or whatever it may be. How excited are you for people who maybe know you for just on Lost or whatever it may be, coming into Butterfly and getting to see you tackle this role and see you play like something completely different than they've seen in the past?
I look forward to them kind of seeing a really full expression of who I am, not just as an actor, but as a person. I haven't been a part of a show that has really addressed the Korean American experience the way that this show does, because it's a show not just about Americans, but also Koreans and also the Korean Americans. It's really three different cultures that are being represented, and that's the life I've lived. For a long time, Korean Americans have felt like they've been neither a member of the American culture or the Korean one. But what I'm really happy about is that this project is told from a Korean American point of view, so it's the middle out.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I love the show, and I can't wait for everyone else to get to see it. So
Oh.
thank you so much for talking with me today.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked the show.